trauma bonds. Got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal game. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hoop MCs, brought to you by myself, Hassan. I'm your host, and my co-host, Naseem. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Hassan? How are you this week?
My hair's wacky. I'm good. I'm pretty good. We got an agenda once again. We've come prepared for you folks. And I just want to talk basketball with you, buddy. That's really it.
No, I was thinking more like stock market or something this week. Is that fine?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like our audience expects basketball, and they'd probably be disappointed if they receive anything less than that. So,
okay,
let's kick it off.
Like a spin-off called Stock MCs. You know,
Stock MCs. Yeah, we'll just branch it out. We'll branch it out to everything. But yesterday, big news coming out. Not big news, but LaMelo Ball. He's been on a tear lately. Yesterday, he scored a career high 34 points in a loss against the Utah Jazz. He scored 34 and 8 assists. And I just wanted to talk about that with you. What'd you think about it?
I mean, I told you from before the draft that I felt like he would be the best player coming out, and he's just proving it. I don't know, man. His game is just so smooth. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but watching him is just like a young Paul George, I guess. I don't know.
Did I say that he was going to be a bust?
Yeah, you did.
I did, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like we should keep like a tally mark of how many things I get wrong, because
we're both like over 13.
Yeah. But no, I completely agree with you. I was checking out his stats on the season. So he's number one. So he started only 3 games this season. He's averaging 26.5 minutes per game. Charlotte has a really nice backcourt with Rozier, Devontae Graham, and him. But he's first in scoring among rookies, which is crazy because he comes off the bench. And he's only playing that much minutes a game. He's first in scoring. He's first in assists and second in rebounds, behind James Wiseman. So that's kind of insane to me, like how he's leading all those categories, and he hasn't even hit, like he hasn't even been allowed to kind of like expand or like spread his wings out, if you will.
Yeah, it's very exciting for the future of him, just because like as he grows and learns more, he's going to be more controlling of the game. But right now, him coming off the bench and putting up those numbers is already ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm excited for him to continue to start games, but it's kind of hard, like you said, because they have a solid backcourt already. So it's kind of like who's going to get pushed out, essentially.
I'm not sure exactly who handles ball handling duties in that starting lineup, whether it's Devontae Graham or Rozier. Do you know?
I'm pretty sure it's Graham, but I might be wrong.
Really?
I honestly don't pay attention to Charlotte, but it seems like it would be more of Graham than Rozier.
Yeah, I would think like maybe they would trade one of the two at some point just to get LaMelo Ball like give him a chance to actually operate the offense, or maybe not. Maybe they just ride it out this season just because I don't know. Maybe you can just keep his stock up high at this kind of role. You know what I'm saying? Like. He has low expectations, but he's setting the bar really high right now. And I think he's probably, like, no doubt about it, going to be first All-NBA rookie, and he's going to probably win Rookie of the Year as well.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of hard to make that decision to trade because, one, who do you choose to keep and who do you choose to trade? But also, like, I mean, in terms of depth, it's perfect for them because you have a great guard on the court at all times. So I personally would keep it, but I mean, I don't know. They're going to be an interesting team to watch moving forward, but they're not serious. So I don't think they'll make a trade like that.
Yeah, I mean, like Rozier is probably, I don't know. I think Rozier might be the better player between him and Graham, but Graham is a lot more attractive just from a contract situation. And Graham is pretty nice too. Like They have a really nice backcourt trio between them three. But
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward's playing well too. Like they have a pretty interesting squad, I'll say the least.
yeah, yeah, they do, and they're just full of young talent, and so I was checking out the standings, and for both conferences, man, it's pretty like tight, and especially with the play-in, teams don't need to start thinking about the eighth seed; they just need to start thinking about the 10th seed, and then anything can happen from there. So Charlotte is definitely within the running, like in terms of making the play-in and then potentially being in the playoffs. So I mean, I guess don't fix what's not broken, if that makes sense with them.
Yeah,
So it'll definitely be interesting to keep an eye. I'm definitely interested to keep an eye out on them as the
yeah,
season
and they're only
progresses.
they're only gonna get better, honestly. Just because
Yeah, for sure.
everyone's so young on that team, so everyone's still growing and learning.
So with LaMelo Ball in mind, that begs the question: do you think he's already better than his older brother Lonzo Ball?
I mean, it's still such a small sample size, but he's off to a better start than Lonzo was. I'll say that. And if he
Yeah,
keeps at that pace, then he will be better than Lonzo. But I mean, right now, no, not really. Lonzo
you don't
has
think
more
so?
control of the game and more knowledge and experience. That's the only reason why I would put him. But in terms of skill set, it's probably LaMelo, if that makes sense.
So So I, so coming in, I think when he was getting recruited, a lot of people were like really high on his playmaking ability, and so like Lonzo's obviously like he's a really good passer, and Lamelo already has that in his bag. So there's an argument to be made that Lamelo could possibly be just as good of a passer uh, Lonzo, excuse me. And then scoring wise, we already know for a fact that LaMelo's a better scorer than Lonzo. So I would honestly argue that he's probably already better than Lonzo Ball, to be honest with you. They got drafted nearly in the same position, and a lot of people were high on LaMelo coming in. And he played pro, mind you, like prior to entering the NBA, just overseas. So he already had that experience under his belt.
I don't like to live in the moment, you know. Like it has to
That makes
play out
sense.
more. It's still such a small sample size for me to just jump on that bandwagon.
That's fair. Well, since went ahead and gave you kind of like a scenario, a buy or sell, if you will, let's go ahead and play buy or sell on a couple of things. Transition
Ah,
games. Yeah. So, with the first one in mind, let's go ahead and start it off. Sixers will advance to the Eastern Conference Finals this postseason. Buy or sell?
so
Sell.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm selling
Why is
that one.
that?
Well, one, the Nets for sure will be the team for one out of the East. I think the other
Yeah.
team to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals will be between the Bucks and Celtics. And I don't
Okay.
even want to say the Bucks, man. You just know they infuriate me, but I still won't. I don't buy the Sixers. I never will, if I'm being honest.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the opposite stance, not just to have an opposite stance, but I think shit. Oh fuck, that's gonna come out weird. I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy that, just because of the fact that I think Maury did a better job of putting together a roster. They're very good on defense. Joel Embiid is playing the best basketball of his career. And I don't think the expectations are going to be as high on Ben Simmons as they were previously. Like, Ben Simmons has been a complete disappointment, to be honest with you. But at the same time, the Sixers are still number one in the standings. Tobias Harris has been playing pretty well. They got some good pieces. So I do think that they will be there in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't trust the Bucks. And the Celtics, I don't know about them either. Like, they didn't regress from last year, but Jalen Brown did take a step up. So I won't necessarily rule the Celtics out. Like I like the fact that you said, well, they're probably the only two picks, like legitimately that can be there with the Nets. But
Yeah.
I think the Sixers have a better shot of being in the Eastern Conference Finals than the Bucks. So
So,
I'm gonna go ahead and buy that
so
the Sixers will be there playing the Nets.
So if you're a 76ers fan, who do you want to see more in the second round, the Bucks or the Celtics?
I would say the Bucks.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I,
just
I, I agree.
because just because Giannis hasn't necessarily like delivered in the past, and that was supposedly like his MVP form, and he's been a complete disappointment. But I think they're probably going to play big. Nobody's going to stop Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And at the same time, just it's like what I said. Like the Bucks have fell short of their expectations the past 2 years. So why wouldn't you take a less riskier opponent versus the Celtics? Like the Celtics usually kind of like buckle down very well. Coach Brad Stevens, he does a very good job in the playoffs. So yeah,
yeah. They're definitely the Celtics are way harder to game plan against than the Bucks because I mean the Bucks like you just do what
yeah,
Miami did. You just lock
right.
down the paint and you have Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons to do that. So
True. Okay, since you brought up the Celtics, that brings us to the next one, buy or sell. Jalen Brown at the Jalen Brown at the end of this season, okay, entering the 2021-2022 season, Jalen Brown will officially be the best player on that Celtics team. Buy or sell?
so
Sell. Okay. Why is that?
kind of like the same reasoning I gave for LaMelo and Lonzo.
Not
I don't want
not
to
buying in. Yeah,
hate
I'm
heat in
buying
the
in.
moment, you know.
Living in the
So
moment. Right. Okay.
I think moving forward, Jason Tatum, I still think he has a better skill set at the end of the day. Jalen Brown may be executing better this season, but overall, I would still wait. What did I say? Jason Tatum has the better skill set,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
Jalen
yeah.
Brown's executing better. So I still think Jason Tatum at the end of the day is a better player, even though Jalen Brown's performing well or better this year.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and sell on this one as well. Jalen Brown's just having like I think he finally broke through, if that makes sense. Like he did technically have a much better season last year compared to his previous, I think, two before that. But
Yeah.
I would much rather build around Jason Tatum. Like I still think that's gonna be his team. He's definitely like the more elite playmaker. But I do like Jalen Brown a lot, man. Like I know we kind of threw his name out there in James Harden trade scenarios, but Danny Ainge was no way going to trade him. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think though Jalen Brown is going to be a pretty big player in these next couple of years in the NBA. Like his name is going to be up there in terms of one of the best shooting guards in the league.
Yeah, and they have a great 1-2 punch. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't get rid of that at all if I'm the Celtics. Try to preserve that at all costs, especially because they're so young too.
true. I think they probably just I don't know exactly how Kemba Walker has been like this season. I know he missed a lot of games, right?
Yeah,
In the
he's been out
beginning. Yeah.
for like half the season. I want to say.
I think they're probably better off having like flipping what's his name? Kemba Walker for probably a big or something like a forward, like a kind of like a forward that can play down low like effectively. I think that would better suit their roster versus having Kemba Walker on there.
Call me crazy, but a three-team trade. They give up Kemba Walker and Marcus Smart, and they get Kyrie Irving and Terry Rozier in return. I'm buying that.
I don't think Kyrie Irving is tradable, honestly. Have you seen
Do you
this
not
man
get the
play?
joke?
Sorry, I missed it completely.
Because they're the
Kyrie Irving
Celtics
going
team.
back to the Celtics. Okay. Alright.
Whatever, dude. Never mind, man.
Yeah.
You
No. That was a
reaction.
fire joke. I'm
Oh
just
gosh,
slow this afternoon,
we're cutting that out.
unfortunately.
But go back to Kyrie
Yeah.
playing.
No, but dude has been lighting it up, man. Like he's been dropping 30 burgers like nothing.
Yeah,
What the hell's wrong with James Harden? Why is this guy taking like 4 shots a game?
I don't know, but I don't know. I saw someone like he got traded to become Michael Carter Williams on the Nets.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's still. It's hard to say just because what are they like? Not even 5 or 6 games into the trade or 10 games or some shit. I don't know, 10 games into
More
the
than
trade.
10, I think.
Yeah,
More
but
than
like
10.
of them playing together,
Yeah,
there's gonna
yeah,
be a
yeah.
lot of games where someone's not getting their workload that they want just because they're still trying to mesh and figure everything out.
Yeah. I think Harden probably knew in order for this to work, he needs to kind of handle the ball more and to probably sacrifice some offensive touches for the betterment of the team. But
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see like if all three of them try to be the alpha, if they're better off, like for the team's sake, if that's the case, just because teams are gonna have such a hard time trying to stop any of them.
Yeah, but
But
there's one alpha. Let's be clear. That's KD. Like James Harden and Kyrie can try to compete for that, but I'm 100% giving the alpha to KD.
yeah, by alpha, I'm not saying like who's the best player necessarily. Like you could
Yeah, but
still have like multiple alphas on a team. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be black and white to look at it.
yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, you know how like Russell Westbrook back in OKC, he tried to assert himself as the alpha, and it
yeah,
just didn't work. I don't think that would be the case with the Brooklyn Nets just because Kyrie Irving and James Harden are much better offensive players than Russell Westbrook. So
yeah,
I think they'd have a lot more success if they try to sort of take turns back and forth, like, all right, you get the rock, go ahead, go to work. I think James Harden is being way too passive. I don't think it's going to last like that. I think he
yeah.
will pick it up eventually, but like you said, they're probably just experimenting right now.
Yeah, exactly. I trust towards the end of the season, everyone's going to be getting their touches, and there's going to be a more solid plan for them. I'm not worried about Harden getting touches because I already know he's the greatest scorer in the NBA. So, whatever, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move to the next point. Spoke about Russell Westbrook. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. Okay,
Dude,
mind
you're
you.
literally on fire.
Yeah, literally, somebody pull me out. Scott Brooks, the head coach of the Washington Wizards, buy or sell? Will he be fired mid-season?
I'm probably buying that one.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Westbrook and Beal as, even though we've been kind of shitting on Westbrook. I mean, he's still talent at the end of the day. You're
Yeah.
just you're just dog water. You're literally the worst team in the NBA, aren't you? So it's
Are
very
they
hard.
officially,
They
or
were
is
at
it
one point.
Minnesota?
It may be Minnesota now. I know they were at one
Uh,
point. Minnesota may have taken that over. Who also they should. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but I'm buying Scott Brooks getting fired.
I buy that too, man. I wanted to put another one about like Bradley Beal, buy or sell. He gets traded mid-season, but I felt like we'd be a little bit redundant since we spoke about Bradley Beal last episode. I think if Bradley Beal gets traded mid-season, they're for sure gonna. Well, I don't necessarily think one has to happen for the first to happen. Like, I don't think there needs to be an order. But I would go as far as to say I would buy the news that Scott Brooks would get fired and Bradley Beal would get traded mid-season, despite Bradley Beal saying he doesn't want to be traded or he hasn't requested a trade. I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to last, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just blow it up. Honestly, Westbrook is just he's gone to two teams and they're just in right after they start rebuilding. It's kind of
Yeah, for
unfortunate.
real, honestly. But no, I don't think it's like I don't think it's Westbrook's fault at all that this is happening. I just think he's just in the wrong situation at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, I don't expect Scott Brooks to be a head coach. Didn't he just get hired, or was he a coach last year
For the
that
Wizards,
team? Yeah,
I swear he's been there for a while.
he's been there for a while. Okay, never mind. All right,
Let
I'm
me
sure.
let me double check.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it, buddy.
I'm trying, but yeah. 2016. Yeah, I was like, he's been there for a while.
Yeah, okay. So he was coaching John Wall.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, it's due for him. I think it's due for the organization to find a different coach. Scott Brooks has been coaching for the Oklahoma City Thunder as well. He coached for Oklahoma City Thunder as well. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last.
Yeah. I don't even know if I can blame him though. Like, I don't know if it's his fault. It's just that Washington's such a weird team right now.
Yeah, I think they also had a couple of Well, I know they're like Thomas Bryant. I think he's hurt. They probably went through a couple of other COVID protocols that may have messed up their rhythm or something along those lines, but they just never were able to get that rhythm going or find that sync that they needed to get rolling. But yeah, they're dumpster juice. The next one, so with this one, both of these teams would need to miss the playoffs. Buy or sell. Miami Heat and Dallas Mavericks will both miss playoffs this year.
I'm selling that. I think Miami's making it.
You think Miami? Okay. Really? I think
Dallas.
I would trust. Yeah. I was gonna say. Well, actually, I could buy. I would sell that. Both of them technically would make it. Truthfully, just because of the fact that like you look at who's in the 7 through 10 spot in the Western Conference. Like you got the Spurs, Memphis, us, and Golden State Warriors. I think Spurs would fall off, and hell, you can argue that we'd fall off as well. But I don't know. Luka's too good for me to like count him out, in my honest opinion. So, and then the Miami Heat, they're coming off of a finals performance, so like naturally you would sell that news, but they've been really bad. Even though that they've been like playing through injuries, they've been really
I don't
bad
know.
this year.
Ever since Jimmy Butler came back, they've been playing a lot better. So
Have
that's
they?
why I think they're on a win streak right now. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so,
pretty sure.
man.
They won last.
They lost. They lost against the Wizards, no? Or did they cream them Wizards?
Oh,
they
no,
lost to a team.
They lost to the Wizards. You're right. Okay. Still,
Oh, they did. Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm buying that they're a playoff team because I think at the end of the day they have way too much talent and a great coach to miss the playoffs.
yeah, that's fair. And I think the Dallas Mavericks, they'll probably make the play-in. I'm not necessarily saying that they'll make the playoffs, but they'll at least be in the play-in, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we're agreeing. Hey, good job, man. We agreed on something.
Was that the first one? No, we agreed on Scott Brooks.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. We're friends.
All right. High five. Boom. All right. Knicks, buy or sell. Knicks will make postseason for the first time since 2013. Buy or sell.
I'm selling the shit out of that.
Are you serious?
Dude, I'm not buying anything with the Knicks until it officially happens, okay? I don't care how good they've been playing. Julius Randle's 15 spin moves a game is not leading them to the playoffs.
I'm going to go ahead and I don't know what to do, man. I think I'd probably buy it, It's the Eastern Conference. I need to remember who was in the 7 through 10 spot. It's so tight. I just know that I remember looking at the standings before we started recording this episode. It's so freaking tight, man. Like, it's crazy. Anything can happen. The Knicks are playing very well defensively. They're also a pretty good team. Julius Randle's spin move is on point, though. No, but
the Miami is way too close to them in order for them to be comfortable. Like you said, 7 through 10 it's actually 6 through 10. That's very close. But if you go all the way down to number 13, there's only, what are they, like 2 games behind, 3 games behind? So
where are they in the standings? Number 13?
Who, Miami?
No. The Knicks.
The Knicks are 10 right now.
They're 10. Okay. And who? So give the audience a rundown. Who's from 6 through 10? Who is it?
All right. 6th seed is the Hawks, 7th Raptors, 8th Hornets, 9th Cavs, 10th Knicks, 11th Magic, 12th Bulls, and 13th Heat. And the Hawks are 10 and 12, and the Heat are 8 and 14. So that's
they're 2 games back in the loss column, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So there's way too much to be played for any of that to be comfortable, and exactly for Miami to bump themselves up or the Knicks to fall out of it.
So Miami and Toronto are going to be there. If the Hawks are number 6, right? The Hawks are number 6. Who's number 5 right now? Indiana or something along those lines, right?
Yeah, Indiana.
Yeah. So then
I think the top 5 solidified. Like they'll interchange between each other, but no one's falling below that.
And I think the Hawks are going to make the play-in at least for sure. And then Toronto and Miami, I think it's safe to say that they'd be in there. So you got You got 8 spots figured out. From those 2, we have who? We have the Cavs, we have the Knicks, we have Charlotte. Who else are we missing?
The Magic and the Bulls.
Magic, Bulls, I'm counting them out. So you can definitely argue that Knicks, Cavs, and Charlotte, 2 of those 3, right? 2 of the 3 would make the play-in. I mean, why not the Knicks?
Because it's the Knicks, baby. I don't want to believe it.
I'm not even a Knicks fan, so
if they make the playoffs, I'll make a Knicks tape, a highlight reel.
It's just gonna be all what's his face's name?
Julius Randle spin moves.
Julius Randle spin moves. That's all it's gonna be. Okay. Well, this episode has gone on long enough. This was pretty fun. We should do more by ourselves, in my opinion. I think we excel in these types of environments, man.
Yeah, I think I'm up like 45% on the day.
Yeah, that's really good. If you guys like this episode, make sure whenever we put it out to like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Spotify, and as well subscribe on our Apple Podcast. Leave a 5-star review. Leave a nice comment there. We do appreciate it. It goes a long way. As always, we appreciate your support. We appreciate your viewership. So continue to do that. We're forever grateful. So until next time, we will see you guys later. Peace.
Thank you guys. Later.
Trauma bonds, got close off of battle scars. Equal pain, so we think it's equal games. Same team, but it's different hearts. Same goals, but it's different shots. Thought we was winning the same. Turns out you were just running me game. Should've known, but I couldn't guess it. It's a damn shame.